Thank you for listening to Dialogues on Democracy, featuring stories and expertise from IFES's 25 years of providing sustainable democracy. I'm Joseph Marcus. In many countries, young citizens are playing an increasingly assertive and vocal role in their political process. As IFES celebrates the International Day of Youth, I spoke with Augusta Featherston, IFES Program Coordinator and co-chair of IFES's Youth Working Group, to discuss how best to create engaging programs with young citizens. Augusta, firstly, what age is considered youth?
Youth is a word that's used very broadly, and it can mean anything from a very small child to an individual in their 30s. And this, of course, has implications for practitioners who work in the youth field.
So all of that to say, there is no definition for youth. People like to say you know it when you see it.
What is civic education, and why does it matter for young citizens?
What civic education is the method by which we teach our young people how to participate in the community around them.
A lot of countries, their school systems, you have history or social studies, and those are necessary and can be done very well, but it typically happens, it's in a classroom setting. It's very pedagogical. I think the beauty of civic education is that it's much more expansive than something that is confined to the classroom. The goal is for young people to be able to participate in a meaningful way in their community. A civically engaged person might see a problem and come up with a solution to address that problem. And they might know how to mobilize resources within the community. They might know how to organize others who are sympathetic to the same cause. Those things. And I think, those are rules of engagement in our society that no one is born with. They're nurtured over time.
What are some of the challenges to implementing these programs, and how do you overcome them?
I think one of the challenges that practitioners face quite frequently comes from, getting an appropriate level of buy-in from families. Oftentimes, youth programs are specifically targeted towards students who, for the most part, are minors. You can have a great concept for an innovative youth program, but if the content and activities are something that parents or guardians are not on board with, you'll never be able to have the young people participate for any meaningful amount of time. So one way to address this challenge is by making sure that parents, families, guardians, whomever are included in the planning process, or at least they're given every opportunity to know about the program and what it entails. Another challenge is just having enough time with youth participants. In my experience, young people sometimes start attending a program and then later simply stop showing up. So sometimes you'll know it's because the student has joined a different activity or maybe the family moved away. One way that I've found to mitigate this particular challenge is by making the most of the time that you do have with the students. So there's no wasted time in a program. Every moment can be a teachable moment.
What are some of the programs that IFES has implemented?
We've implemented several different types of programming around the world. One of the flagship youth programs that IFES implements are democracy camps in Kyrgyzstan. And these are camps geared towards high school age students throughout the country. They come together for about 10 days and they work their way through a curriculum based around simulations, small group exercises, theater. It's been running for quite a long time, so there's a whole cohort of young people now in Kyrgyzstan who are alumni of these camps. I had the opportunity to meet several camp alumni who continue to volunteer. They come back as camp counselors for new iterations of the camp. They help in advance of elections. And I think in this way, you can see there is a direct impact of that programming that continues. That's what you want. You don't want to have a program that just ends with the program. The point of it is to inspire action for further engagement that people can take forward.
For more dialogues on democracy or information about IFES's work with youth, please visit our website, www.ifes.org.